literally from a cave complex there in St. Louis, and I've never seen that complex, so maybe we can hook up for dinner or something when I'm up there. I know I'm going to come on the TV show and see you in Denver in a few months, so that's finally going to happen. Look forward to doing that with you, George. But you are the expert on St. Louis, obviously living there for so long and still living there, having your main house there. So I'm glad we've got you there on the ground. Maybe you'll even go out there yourself and do some reporting like you used to do as a TV news producer. My issue is, what would you say from my perspective? We have the HD video and we have our live stream video that my reporters with camera flags and big cameras were shot with rubber bullets and chased and attacked. And it's on video of Al Jazeera, hundreds of yards away, tear gas, rubber bulleted, flashbanged, and then they chase them down and shoot them in the back with rubber bullets. I mean, that's criminal. And, I mean, as a news producer, did you ever hear of stuff like that? Because I followed news when I was a kid and been in the news for 20 years now. I've never covered something like this, and we've covered it before. Cops just ignore you and walk past you if you don't get right up in what they're doing. I've never seen police announce on loudspeakers, news media, turn your cameras off.
No, see, they don't have the experience, and that's very sad. If this happened in St. Louis, that police department has a little more experience with this kind of a situation, and they would have handled it a little better. The Ferguson Police Department is a department of 50-plus officers, of which there are only 3 African Americans, so it doesn't reflect the community. And they have no experience with media, with this kind of altercation situation, and it continues to fester out of control. And our president has got to get involved in this for a number of reasons and get this thing calmed down before it gets out of control. I mean, we're coming up on several days now, and I was listening to your reporter. I'm concerned about tonight as well. I mean, this is 22 minutes away from my house and where my kids are, and it's a tense situation. Again, Alex, it's magnified by 2 things. Inexperienced police, of which there are many good ones. I mean, I want to make that perfectly clear. They're out there doing their job, putting their lives on the line, trying to protect people. And you know, when there's a problem, we call the cops for help. So there's a lot of good ones out there, but they don't have the experience with this kind of massive crowd control. The other problem is somebody is festering these young people. They should go home. I mean, they have no business being out there screaming, chanting. The investigation into the death of Michael Brown will happen. It's not going to be a wash. We got to find out what's going on. At this point, I absolutely endorse not releasing the name of the police officer until either 1, he's indicted, or 2, they've got some more information, because I'm afraid the people will find out where he lives and go in there and kill the guy. And again, we don't know what happened.
Well, I agree with you on a lot of those issues. I mean, it's very balanced what you've said. My only problem is I've seen the video of these police, and a bunch of them are state troopers that have come in. They are aiming M4 M16s at Josh Owens, my reporter, who's holding a big professional camera with a press badge and pointing it at him with a laser.
Yeah, they're insane. They don't understand what they're doing. They think we're back in Iraq or Syria or someplace like that.
Well, sure, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the kids should go home. It's not helping what's happening. It's a dangerous situation. But the instinct is don't back down when people are aiming lasers at you and attacking the press. So what I'm saying is the system is losing the moral high ground here. I don't want to see riots. I don't want to see martial law. I don't want to see this spread across the country. I don't want to see the cops look bad. We're all Americans, George. But this is really, my gut tells me this is about to get a lot worse, and I'm really concerned. Do you have any ideas how we could de-escalate this?
Well, let's hope it doesn't get worse. I think the community leaders have got to step in. The parents have got to step in and go up to their kids and say, get the heck off the street. Get out of there. You're not going to be there. Let's not fester this. Let's let the investigation follow. Let's get some real bona fide witnesses. I mean, that's a concern for me, too, that these witnesses are legit. Or, are they making things up to try to literally get this cop indicted Again, we don't know what happened.
Exactly, and we don't need a bunch of stuff burning down. George Noory's our guest. We're going to come back and talk about some key issues. Stay with us.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. Silverlungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. This could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. A General Steel building can save you as much as half the cost and time of similar conventional construction. And we're offering rebates of up to $20,000 to help you build today. Call General Steel for free information that could save you thousands. Call 866-91-STEEL. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Bell Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realists, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the U.S. dollar index has tanked 30% while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios. You should too. Find out what they know. Call us and I'll send you 10 reasons why gold will do very well, free. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Shift gears into solar flares. Mainline congressional studies, we've had expert guests on covering this, and George will break it down because he's really tried to put a national focus on it more than anybody, have testified that we know repeatedly in the last 150 years we've been hit by the equivalent of EMPs from the sun that melted all the telegraph wires in the United States and things like that. If we get hit with one of those now, it's over. So we're going to talk about some real threats here that don't include the American people, according to Homeland Security with George Noory. But, George, in this short segment, I wanted to get back to what's going to happen if some crazies or other people get sick of what the police are doing, aiming guns at folks. They show up with guns, and then the police shoot at them or they shoot back. We could have a Kent State kickoff here. This country's a powder keg right now. That's my concern. That a lot of people, if you aim a gun at them for no reason, like happened to our Josh Owens reporter, people are going to respond back to that. And I'm just really concerned. And again, I wonder, what are the state police thinking? What are the Ferguson police chief thinking? He did a press conference about an hour ago, I saw a clip of, where they said, why are your people shooting reporters and aiming guns and lasers at reporters' heads? And he goes, that's technical. That's not my responsibility. Well, he's the police chief. He's just washing his hands, playing dumb. He didn't know when reporters were arrested when he got asked last night about that. I mean, so I think you're right. And the feds are involved. I mean, this looks bad, George. What happens if, let's say, 15 people get shot, 5 of them die? I think all hell's going to break loose nationwide.
Well, it could be a serious problem. And, you know, people, and I've been talking about this on Coast to Coast, Alex, for about a year and a half now. People are uptight. I mean, they're wound up like springs. And anything could be a catalyst to explode that. And I'm concerned, too, that some thugs show up with guns playing the part of, you know, posse comitatus, and they're going to go ahead and start shooting at the cops, and the cops are going to shoot back. They're going to hit innocent people. It's going to be a disaster. So I hope they can get those streets cleared and get people to go home and get on to their lives and let this investigation go and follow its course. I mean, I trust the prosecution out there, and I think they'll do the best they can to find out what's going on. And, you know, they've been sitting down with this police officer saying, what the heck were you doing shooting an unarmed man? And I'm sure he's saying, wait a minute, the guy did this. He tried to pull my gun. You know, he reached into the car. And all those things could be possible. We don't know that. Bottom line is, he made a mistake as the kid was running away. He should not have shot him. It was a fatal mistake in more ways than one. And I'm concerned about it too, Alex. I mean, if some thugs show up with guns, and that's what they are, and start playing the part of, you know, they're the vigilantes here, it's going to get out of control. And once a lot of innocent people get shot, we're going to have a very serious situation. But I've been through this before. I've seen this happen. Eventually it does calm down. People do slow down. They simply say, okay, but what this does, and this should be a major focus across the country, is that we've got to back down on police force. These guys have got to understand they are not gods, and they've got to follow the law, and some of them don't. I mean, they push people around. They, you know, well, reportedly, this police officer saw Michael Brown and a friend of his walking down the street, and, you know, he said the F word, get out of the street, what are you guys doing? And things got out of control. Cops have got to get back to the point and say, hey, you know what? We're police officers. We're here to defend. We're here to take care of people. We got to stop this stupid stuff we're doing around the country, these checkpoints, you know, and I mean, my God, it's like we're in Nazi Germany. I was in a checkpoint in St. Louis at 3 o'clock in the morning after one of my shows. And, you know, you feel like you're back in Nazi Germany. I mean, what right do they have to stop you when you haven't done anything wrong yet? And, you know, they ask you these certain questions, and you feel like you're guilty before you do anything. That's got to stop. We need to do a national review of our police force and to get them to stop doing what they've been doing.
Well, the elite want a force that'll suppress the public. Instead, it's going to make the public revolt. And no amount of police state's ever going to stop the American people. Our whole military couldn't even hold Baghdad.
You can't. And police departments, as this shows, are not trained to handle massive crowd control and it's unfortunate.
That's right. George Norrie's our guest. Stay with us. We'll be back.